So let's talk about the staccato. That's what we're focused on in this video. And staccato is definitely one of the ones that comes up a lot in our music. It means light and separated, and it sounds something like this. So we hear this note, or we hear notes that sound staccato all the time in music, but we might not really think about it. We usually think, oh, that music sounds bouncy. Oh, that music sounds dancey. But we don't always think that music sounds staccato unless we've learned about what a staccato is. And when you start listening for it in music, you'll see it everywhere. So staccato, if we think about note shapes, which is, a diagram of what the note really sounds like. A normal note might sound like this. There's two standard notes with no articulation marking. And then here's two with staccatos. So one of the things that's important to notice is that these are still sort of a strong shape. They're sort of still like a full rectangle, but I call this shape a stick. And it's not quite as narrow as I would like to make it because I actually can't make this any smaller on Jamboard. But I call this a stick because the idea is brick, brick, stick, stick. And we want a stick to just be a slice of a brick. So if I had another line right here, see how there's a stick on the end? That little, imagine a slice of a brick. That's what I want. I want a slice of the really good sound, the core of this note. So it needs to sound as good as a brick, but it's only going to last for this long. Let's see if I can do that. Nope. So this one kind of biffed, but this one was okay. Let's try again. There we go. So you just got a little taste of the note, and then I leave this nice big gap between. And this is what actually gives the sound its coolness. It's all that space between the notes. So let's listen to 4 notes in a row that don't have staccato. Now let's put the staccatos on and notice how each note is going to sound like that shorter stick. Try again. So on the left we have, and with staccato we have. Now you may also notice I'm playing a little bit softer, and that's because I know staccato usually means light as well. So it might be better for me to show even shorter sticks, but then they don't really look like sticks. That's why I had them longer like that. But I do want you to remember that idea. Normal notes here, like bricks. These notes, like sticks. And I might make them shorter, which means a little softer, right? They're just not quite as large. And then we get, a little bit better picture of the sound. Each of those little dots. Versus. So you get the idea. That's what staccato sounds like. And this is a great way to think about how that note sounds. Now, let's look at some in an example. Here's the top line. I'll play some other music, but it will follow the same rhythm as you see. And then I played off the page there, but that's the idea. So you can hear some of the notes are full value, and they seem really strong compared to the notes that sound light. Notice how the ones that are not staccato start sounding stronger because I'm making these ones lighter. Now, you get the idea here, and I'm not necessarily playing these notes extra strong. I'm just focusing on making sure these notes are lighter than this note. So if I had some note shapes in there, I would have a nice, big, strong brick right here, and then I might have stick, stick, and then this would be like 2 big bricks of sound next to each other. Oh my goodness, my drawing. And then stick, and then stick. So see if you hear this in the sound. there's one big brick when we get here. So this takes a little bit of practice. Oh, that looked like a wedge. This takes a little bit of practice to get control over switching between a brick and a stick just as you go through your music. So I played a whole song as if I had learned something, but if I was learning these articulations in my music, playing them on one note would be a good way to practice. If I just play this all on a single note, then I only need to focus on, am I playing a brick or am I playing a stick? So I would go brick, stick, stick, brick, brick, stick, stick, brick, stick, stick, brick, brick, brick. So hear that sound. That's a much easier way to practice this as we're learning to play staccato. Okay, this other one, if we saw some faster music or we had some quick notes like 16th notes, then we might hear music that sounds like this. Oops. Anyway, that's kind of the idea. Da, 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 da. And you get this really clear stepping sound, da, 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 like little feet touching the ground. So staccato is used because it's such a distinct style and it makes things feel so bouncy and dancey. Listen to this without the staccato. Now with staccato. It just gives so much variety, which you can see up here. Even though my drawing is terrible, you can see the variety in the sounds we're creating with each of these articulations. So staccato is a really common and important articulation to understand, and also one that takes some practice to get used to. Just remember that the stick of a staccato is supposed to be like a slice of a brick. It should sound as good as a brick, even though it is quite a bit shorter and lighter.